Alright, chat, I'm back. Sorry about the delay here. Some kind of unexpected things happened on my end. My internet crapped out. So I'm in game 2 now. My opponent conceded game 1. But I'm pretty far behind on clock. And I didn't get to sideboard. So this turn I can natural order for Dragon Lord Atarka, kill Ramunap. But I'd kind of like to wait on that. I can also just produce a Merit Lodge this turn and call that good enough if my opponent doesn't have Swords to Plowshares. Like, punishing fire away this stuff doesn't really matter all that much. I can also just, like, flop the Titania into play if I wanted. And start creating a whole bunch of elementals to block this shenanigans. I kind of like producing the Merit Lodge, and then my opponent can play Bird, equip Bird with Sword, and I can just, like, punishing fire that out. Although if I play Titania this turn, and then I natural order... I don't want a natural order, I kind of want a Titania. So now I can fetch and trade an elemental for the Ramunap, which is cool. I can also go wider than my opponent very quickly. Like, on my next turn, I can Knight for Dark Depths Stage, and just produce an absolute crap ton of power. Hey Potentia, welcome. I'm coming back from a stream crash, so bear with me for a minute here. Alright, Green Sun for 3. This might just be for, like, an opposing knight. Yep. Okay, can I natural order and do the other thing? So natural order would cost 4. No, I don't think I can. This is just silly. All right, just like that, I'm on to 3-0. Folks, give me a moment. I'm just going to post to Twitter real quick to say that I'm back up and running. All right. Sorry about that. Moving on. What does my hand do? Yeah, my connection is not the greatest right now. That's for sure. I lost internet for a minute or two there. So I can Mox, discard this Grove, play Bird. This hand's pretty mediocre. It gets pretty good if I draw a land, I guess, and even better if I draw running lands. But I'm not excited about this one. It's really mana light. I'm going to mulligan this. This hand's better. I need a piece of gas now. Natural Order probably counts because I can get a Dryad Arbor with my hand. All right. So against Bloodstained Mire, I don't think I'm going to Mox Diamond this turn. I think... what if my opponent's a Daze deck, though? No, I don't think I'm going to play around Daze. So I think I'm just going to play this Lumberjack and see what happens. Yeah, sorry, Gabo Hunter. My internet just went out at my place. Just like 100% crapped out. Hard connection was not working either. So I did defeat D. Neely 2-0 very, very easily. I just like made infinite elemental tokens with Titania and natural ordered for Dragon Lord Atarka for a very easy 3-for-1. All right, so how do I want to do this? So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, so long as I have a forest. So I'm going to go Mox Diamond, get rid of my Bojuka Bog. I'm going to go land, fetch Dryad Arbor. That doesn't actually work, does it? So I can't both Orcish Lumberjack this away for mana and natural order. So I fucked up. I should have played this land on turn 1. That's embarrassing. Alright, so that's just me not knowing the deck. So I think I want to send this away. Actually, yeah. So I send this away, cast natural order, sacrifice this. I just expect this to get Force of Willed. But I've got to try. The rest of my hand is just, like, so incredibly bad. Alright, actual factual counterspell. This game's going to go on for a very long time. Like, despite the fact that I have nothing, my opponent's going to have a hard time winning. Because my Punishing Fire will go and pick off most of their threats, and they can't get rid of it in game 1. Hmm. So I can Punishing Fire Jace, return Punishing Fire, but not actually get anywhere, right? So if I Punishing Fire it, it goes to 1. They uptick, they go to 3. I return it. Then on my turn, I Punishing Fire, I can return it. And I guess if I draw a red land, I can play it. So Solnox, my internet connection dropped. I beat Daniili 2-0, despite the fact that I didn't get to sideboard, and I lost 10 minutes of my clock. So I'm currently sitting at 3-0. We're playing against Grixis Control right now, and they countered my initial natural order, so I'm not in the best of shape. Okay. So I can P-Fire Jace. Then what? I can return it, and I can't do anything else. What can I do with this crop rotation, if anything? So the crop rotation can turn Sajiri's Step into another Grove. Alright, so what happens if I tap this for a Grove? Then I can go Punishing Fire this and return it, but then on following turns just have a better chance of multiple Punishing Fires. That's fine. I could also just get Stage, and how does that work out? It's probably slower than what I want. I probably just, like, directly want another land. Alright, that's super annoying. I lost a ton of tempo there. And now I can't, like, return this turn. That's so bad for me. I'm still just going to send that there now before my opponent has the option to just, like, use a counter spell on it. As long as I keep making land drops, this Jace is long-term not going to do a ton. I'm kind of, like, keeping it at parity right now every turn with the Punishing Fire. But as I make more land drops, it becomes less and less threatening. Like, Jace is not a clock right now. The Baleful Strix is a 17-turn clock. That's all I have to worry about right now. If I play this bird, I can't actually P-Fire the Jace this turn, so I don't know that I actually want this bird this turn. I kind of want to play it the next time I get a land. Like, the bird is just so likely to die to any number of removal spells that could be in my opponent's hand. Destroying that Mox Diamond's rough. Hey, Robbot, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate your continued support. So we're currently 3-0 with this awesome, awesome pile, despite the fact that I lost internet connection in the middle of match 3. If I were my opponent, I'd be pretty tempted to just, like, Snapcaster Culligan's Command in my draw step to just keep me from hitting another land. Or just, like, taking whatever card I got. Never mind, they already have another Culligan's Command. That's brutal. Alright, I think this one is far enough gone that I can go ahead and concede for the sake of time. Maybe not, they only... What are they getting? They're getting to return a Strix. I could have returned my P-Fire to discard that instead, but if I return the P-Fire, then I keep the Green Sun, but I can't deploy it because I've tapped my green source. Yeah, this brew is super sweet when it's doing its thing. It's just disgusting against, like, the fair white decks. Seems a little less good against counterspells. Because you're not exactly like a YOLO deck because you have some built-in resiliency, but you have some moments where you certainly go a little more all-in than decks that I normally play. Alright, so now there's a bunch of power on board. This Jace is here. I just don't think I can catch up at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and concede, just for the sake of not playing out 10 more turns like this, and doing sweet things with this deck instead. Alright, so... the blasts for Jace and friends are probably fine. The chokes will be stellar. I don't hate this. And Ooze and Needle are kind of in the maybe pile. So I definitely want some to all of these out. It's just so bad against K-Command. I'm going to start with trimming 2 and go from there. I don't want my crop rotations against counterspells. I barely want these. I honestly could just get to the point where I start hard casting these fatties as the game goes on. Teague's kind of mediocre. Teague stops Jace, which is important, and it's a protectable threat via Caracas. But I don't know how thrilled I am to be playing that card. Like, it probably stops 2 cards in their deck plus Force of Will. Alright, so you do this and this. Rex Sage for if they moon. Okay, I can see that. And so I'm just going to, like, attempt to play this as, like, a Knight of the Reliquary Titania value matchup rather than a combo matchup. Okay. I can buy that. In which case, I'd probably want to keep this Teague. So I'm essentially Fat Maverick here. I could also consider playing these Thalias. Like, it's a little clunky with my, like, P-Fire Loam engine. So I don't think I want to do that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't want to. But I feel like I have a lot of bases covered boarding like this. Yeah, sorry, my internet crapped out on me. So, we had a temporary delay. I have no colored mana, so I have to mulligan this one, despite it having so many sweet cards. Alright. What does this hand do? This hand goes Mox, discard Dryad Arbor, play Savannah, get rid of that. This is sad. I don't know that I can win with this hand. So I think I'm going to keep this and reb the first cantrip that my opponent plays and try to cheese this one. I don't know that I can win on 5. How do I feel about that? I don't want this yet. Despite it being the sort of card I might want, I think it's just too soon for this. Do I go for, like, double Mise and just, like, Pithing Needle one of their fetch lands? I could just, like, Pithing Needle Polluted Delta and super try to cheese this game. I actually don't hate that. This hand's terrible. All right. Here's to hoping to cheese a win. I'm aware of what I did. I know. And this is why I didn't cycle the Grove yet. So I'm going to cycle this prior to fetching, because I haven't decided what I want to do with this fetch yet, honestly. And now that I have the Skoos, I think I'll fetch a basic Forest and kind of insulate myself from a random Blood Moon, should that occur. Goodbye, friend. You tried. Yes, I have returned to the nonsense. God, that feels bad. Yeah, my internet connection dropped out, so today's stream, a little rough. 1, 2, 3. So to play around surgical at least a little bit, I'm not gonna just like immediately cycle the Sheltered Grove. I'm just gonna like pass the turn with the option to do so. Although I guess the... Do I care if he gets rid of the loam though? I have a lot of 2-drop, like 1 or 2 drops I could draw that I would actually want to play, right? Yeah, maybe I don't. Yeah, so I'll just pass. Hmm. You would like to him me. Well, I guess I can just cycle this for some value then. Waste, stage, that thing. Waste, this grove, that grove. Well, this feels kind of gross. I went from no cards to 4 cards real quick. And now I have like Punishing Fire Grove in addition to Life from the Loam. Yeah, now I just get to play lands until my opponent dies. Alright, my opponent has a big fish. So I don't think I need to dredge here. Just take a natural draw step. Ooh, buddy. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I can wasteland my opponent. Actually, so I can waste them, then play Titania, then waste them again. Alright, so the force there is pretty good. Already played my land. That's fine. No, I don't... No, for me to get the wasteland back, it already needs to be in the graveyard when Titania hits play. Otherwise, I can't target it. Do I want a loam? Yeah, I want a loam. So I get back Dark Depths, Scattered Grove, I guess Wasteland. Cycle this. See where I get. Well, that's awesome. So I can just play a stage and copy one of my random lands. Or I can just like play more waste patiently and just like not intend on making a 20/20 and just intend on like getting insane Titania value by keeping them off of mana. Alright, that was easy. I just cast a bunch of Titanias and my opponent lost. That card's so fun to play with. I don't think I want to change anything given what I saw that game. Again, I don't really feel amazing about Teague. Actually, I wonder if like one random Swords to Plowshares for Gurmag Anglers is better than the one random Teague. Take out Rurik. I guess Rurik Thar is bad against the Baleful Strix that's in the deck. I like it so much on a clear board, though. All right, so why is crop rotation insane? Is it just like me piecing together the Dark Depths combo and just like getting to get them when they don't have counter magic? All right. Am I supposed to play more than one then? Like, I'm not too hot on this Teague either. Like, do I cut that for a second one? If that's the case? Or is this stopping Jace? Alright. I was kind of lukewarm on that last game too, but I thought crop rotation was pretty bad as well. Alright. I kind of like this. I guess there's also some world where like I cut one more crop rotation. God, the Dryad Arbor again. So my opponent's mulliganed. I like theoretically have the Dark Depths combo in hand. My hand's a little weak, but I think I'll keep it. I think this is a game that I'd lose to a Blood Moon, so I'm not going to play around it. Like, I think my primary plan involves just, like, turn 3, oops, a Merit Lodge, see where that goes. Never mind. Bird died. That is no longer the plan. Ooh, hello. I don't think I'm going to take any action this turn other than just, like, snapping this off. I think this is a powerful trade for me, given where, like, board parity. My opponent's mulliganed. I still have a ton of lands. They don't. Double rotation. So, I'm going to try to get my opponent. I'm going to play this Dryad Arbor with the full intention of my opponent firing off a removal spell at it and me just crop rotating it. Since my opponent has double basic, I should probably just get a basic of my own here. Top of the deck, making it look easy. And my opponent blew the Edict on none of my cards, so just like flopping a Merit Lodge into play is pretty safe. Oh god, just Edict me. Just Edict me. Oh, do you want to make a big fish? Alright, you've got it. You've got a big fish. Alright, is there any reason why I should not go for it? I don't think so. I can beat Edict by sacrificing Knight. I can beat any targeted removal spell by getting Sajiri Step. So I think I just produced the 20/20. Thespian Stage, target Dark Depths. Alright, so I keep the one that's a copy. I couldn't think of anything that would punish me for making it now, so I just made it now. So I think I want to do that the other way. I'm going to float green with this one. Sack this. Alright, so my opponent's just surgicaling what? They surgical my Dark Depths. That's fine. I think they're just looking at my deck to gain information, like what the heck was going on here. Oh my god, last game when I needled that, I got triple delta. Oh man. That makes me so happy. Snapcaster Surgical, take more cards out of my deck. Sujiri Step, indeed the real MVP. Well, there's that Blood Moon I was kind of afraid of. All right, so we're 4-0 with this deck. We're doing awesome. Did I put this? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot to put this one below the stream. Uh, I had some internet issues earlier today, and I got kind of messed up. I can post it real quick. All right. It has been updated on my end. You might need to refresh your page if you can't see the difference. Yeah, Army of Thalia, like we're 4-0 and none of the matches have been close, right? Like every time I've just felt like it was a landslide in my direction, with the exception of that first game versus Grixis Control here, where my hand was hot garbage and I went all in on a natural order. What does my hand do? It has Dryad Arbor Friend. He loves to hang out. So I can turn 4 Natural Order. I can turn 4 Dark Depths. Soul Knocks, this one goes back, right? Okay, you say Mull. I agree. This hand's way better. I don't think I want that right now. Any hand without a bird, Mox, Green Sun, or Lumberjack is usually a Mull. Yeah, that makes sense to me. All right. So I think I play Mox, ditch Stage, play Lumberjack, play Tapped Grove. I mean, if the opponent dazes my Mox, it's a little bit annoying, but it's not that bad, right? Pierce. That's slightly more annoying. I would like to rip a natural red source. That would feel good. So I'll have a turn 3 Knight, and Knight's going to be bigger than some of their stuff for now, although the Death Shadows might outclass it later on. Yeah, I imagine I get to, like, wasteland them off everything that they love, right? And, like, the Titania engine just seems insane. Yeah, and Titania can't be pushed. Primetime can't be pushed. And they're Brainstorm locked? GG. Not actually. Oh man, I can just, like, keep groving to make them gain life and kill their shadows? That's adorable. My opponent's tanking on that Teague. I wonder if they have, like, a force or something. So, I guess this also shuts off, like, Snuff Out, right? So that's cute. Oh god, just red source. Just give me a red source. Let me Punishing Fire it. Oh god! Oh god, yes! This is disgusting. So now we've got P-Fire Grove for their small stuff, and we have Grove to, like, make Death Shadows considerably less good. Oh god, please, like, thought seize me and then play a shadow so that I can kill it. That works, right? That maths out. Ah, Fawn has a big fish. Big fish is okay. But I'm gonna get to resolve a knight this turn. Ooh. I guess my knight's a baby knight right now. He's got some growing up to do. An opponent doesn't get to force a will this. Yeah, the Teague is relevant. It stops force. Yes, I am perfectly fine with your days there. I accept. I'm going to produce a Merit Lodge on my turn. So my opponent can snuff out to get rid of a knight, or they can somehow get revolt to fatal push the knight. Otherwise, I get Merit Lodge. I will take that hit. I accept. Oh god, right. I said this earlier, but yeah, Teague stop snuff out. I forgot he was there. Hello, Kithkin friend. I too am excited when I can tentacle monster people. Death's Shadow. More Death's Shadow. Alright. Is there any reason why I need to wait at all? I believe that the answer is no. I believe I just, like, tap one land at random, float the mana, produce Merit Lodge, and go. I don't think they have Stifle, but I should probably play around it because I have the option to. Alright, this is a bad play, but just to point this out, I could also Grove and Grove them twice to kill 2 Death Shadows. I'm not going to do that, but I just wanted to point it out because it's cool. And now I don't know how I lose. Yeah, like, Turbojet, that's why I didn't do it. Like, if they have, like, a Street Wraith or something stupid like that, I'm so dead for trying to be cheeky. Yay! Alright, so what do I want? Blasts and Swords to Plowshares seem great. Do I choke? Choke seems fine, but slow. Alright, board out 2 fires, sure. Minus Dragon Lord, 2 natties, and Primetime. Okay, so I need to add 2 cards. Are those the 2 chokes? Alright, so I want Thalia's. Do I not choke then? Or do I cut this Teague? Because the Teague's probably not good. Alright, so if I get rid of chokes, that brings me to 61. So Potentia, when you're winning, exploration seems like it would be great, but when you're not just like winning super hard, exploration doesn't really do a ton because you can't always just crap lands. A lot of times like you just have like a fair mix of spells in your hand and it's not just like all loam all the time. Actually, I don't know how much I love Sylvan Library. Like, I don't think I want to aggressively use my life total like that. Maybe I do 1 choke. Or ooze. Yeah, ooze is fine. Ooze isn't, like, amazing. I think choke's too slow on the draw. Alright. So, I have 2 basic lands so that I can play around Wasteland. So that's cool. Like, I have a Swords to Plowshares for an early threat. Neat. Ooh. What does that do? So I can go turn 1, like, fetch plains, Mox Diamond, Loam, Dredge Loam, try to go into Wastelands. I don't know if this is any better than just, like, playing Diamond, fetching plains on turn 1, and swordsing Delver around Daze. Like, I feel like if I swords the Delver, I might be setting myself up better for the rest of the game. Like, I'd just be loaming for no value if I do that. Like, with the line that I'm taking right here, I get to play around a Daze essentially for the entire game. And I've eliminated my opponent's first threat. That all seems good. And now I've set myself up so Life from the Loam is a very good turn 2 play. Yeah, like, I literally don't care what my opponent thought seizes. Like, if they thought seize my Loam and surgical me, like, they've used 2 cards and 4 life to stop an engine, but then I can just, like, drop the ooze and keep them off of threshold, or not threshold. Keep them off of like Gurmag Angler mana until I can find something else to do. So like I assume my Scooz just eats it here. Like I just feel like that's the obligatory play. This is interesting. So like I can go for the Life from the Loam to just draw 2 cards, but just like slamming this Thalia is probably better. Like it makes my Loam slightly more awkward, but their resources are going to be far more constrained by it than mine are. Like with the nature of my hand, I will play through my own Thalia eventually. It's a lot of Thalias. I love Thalia, Thalia loves me. The Steam Vents is a little unusual. That probably means that my opponent has like some Red Blasts and a Culligan's Command out of the sideboard. Yes, I am currently a Twitch affiliate. And I've submitted my application for partner. It's pending approval. Yeah, Solnox's deck is sweet. So I submitted my partner application about 2 weeks ago. They said it should take about a week to process. So we're in the thumb twiddle stage. Yeah, plain sight. We've come a long way in the last 8 months. That's for sure. Hello, big fish. Yes, I will dredge. So I can pay 2, crop rotation away this savannah, get a wasteland, wasteland you, Life from the Loam, get a wasteland, wasteland you. And just like really choke my opponent's mana. I probably need to start taking some draw steps though, rather than loaming. So as long as my opponent doesn't have like a shadow, I feel kind of good about the board. Right? Because like we both have a 4-turn clock, and I feel like my top decks are better, given that like anytime he can tap, yeah. So like he doesn't feel like he can go and actually attack currently, which is great for me. So now, like any green sun, any knight, I don't have natural orders. God, that brainstorm's got to feel bad. I'd be most afraid of my opponent going shadow, like fetch land, shock land, shadow. Would be kind of scary. Hello, tree friend. Of note, Dryad Arbor will block Gurmag Angler forever if need be. What does that mean? That attack rather than the Delver attack. Does that mean they drew another creature? Or did that they just feel safe with the lightning bolt? I feel like my opponent would want to bolt my Thalia at some stage. I think I'm going to take this hit. So I think my opponent bolts this here. Yep. So I can block with Dryad Arbor, loam it back. But I really just want to be taking draw steps here. Both of my creatures are kind of irrelevant, but I should probably not take 5. I guess I block with Lumberjack, so that if I draw Titania, when Dryad Arbor dies, I get more value. Alright, you say block with Dryad? That's fine. All right, you like my way? I liked my way too. Shadow. Wasteland. All right, am I just dead now? Block this, take 8. I am not just dead, but I'm very badly burnt. We flooded a little bit this game. All right, so I guess I take 8, and so then I die to the Delver. So even if I draw a Hot Bomb Diggity like Titania, the Delver still gets me. So I guess I am dead. We'll take one more draw step just for giggles to see what it would be. All right, so we get to sideboard again. So now that I'm on the play, do I want to consider the chokes? I feel like yes. Yeah, so like the only real I think difficult decision point was like whether or not I go for the double wasteland like I did or whether or not I take a natural draw step. Given the top of my library, it wouldn't have mattered either way, but like I can't say like there was absolutely nothing I could have done differently that game, right? So like if I want to get these chokes in here, what do I do? Like I guess I don't love Sylvan Safekeeper. Like if I get a Titania in play, that's already winning a lot. Okay, you agree with me there. So what's my other card that I get rid of? One Lumberjack. That's fair. Yeah, like I don't know how much I want to be like throwing away too many of my lands in a matchup like this one, so I can see that. All right. Let's try this. Match 3. Going for the 5-0 with Orcish Lumberjack. All right. I have a Swords available turn 1, a Thalia available turn 2, a Knight available turn 3. This is fine. Although I might even just lead on Verdant Catacombs rather than on Caracas. If I lead on Verdant, I can't be Wastelanded on turn 1, so I can actually Thalia on 2, which I think is correct. Like if I just lead on Caracas and I was the opponent, I'd get a read for Swords to Plowshares, and I'd just like snap off that and take the trade. Yeah, most of the builds I've seen do not run Stifle. There's just like not room with all the stuff they have to get in there to manage life totals. Alright. You can Thoughtseize me. This is an awkward Thoughtseize, too, because, like, I have Stage and Crop Rotation for Depths in my hand, as well as a Knight of the Reliquary that will get huge, and a removal spell and a Thalia, so, like, every single card in my hand is relevant to this game right now. And the decision that my opponent makes is, alright, yeah, probably needs to be the Thalia. It is, like, the most immediately threatening card. And now, I can just continue to play around Wasteland and get a guaranteed Knight next turn, which is sweet. I really want this 5-0. I've never been able to say, and I've 5-0'd with Orcish Lumberjack. That's something I want to be able to do. Does the club only have one member right now, Solnox? Or do you have other followers who are trying this out? I hope so, because this deck's super fun. Green Sun for 2 and get an Ooze. Nah, I just want to save that Green Sun. It's nighttime. Force Pitch Ponder. That's fine. So, like, in this game here, now I can, like, throw this Knight into them. If my opponent didn't Wasteland me, I could just, like, Green Sun for another Knight, which would be gross. Alright, so next turn I can get a Gargantuan Knight if they don't have a Daze. I'm going to play the Grove and pass. I will just give him life at end of turn if my opponent doesn't do anything else. Oh god, play Shadow. Play Shadow. Do it. Alright, so opponent could have Dismember or Snuff Out or Fatal Push if they can get Revolt to get rid of this. But I'll be able to play around all of those except Push beginning next turn. Ooh, opponent. Yeah, alright. Opponent found Dismember. Opponent found a Death Shadow. That's bad for me. Oh man, opponent clicked through their attacks. I just gained 5 life. Okay. How can I get out of this? Is there anything I need to crop rotation for right now? I don't think so. I think I just play Bird, play Thalia, gain them life. I don't have a Maze Archon, unfortunately. I think I just play Bird, play Thalia, block Shadow, bounce Thalia, and try to draw into Swords to Plowshares. Fuck me. Come on. Wait, does this... Do I win? Play Dark Depths. Alright, so I can play Dark Depths, crop rotation something away, make a Merit Lodge, have 2 blockers. Oh my god, I think I did it. Right? Just one for rotation that gets me depths. Then I have 1, 2. Yeah. Neat. Alright, so I pay 1, 2 for Pierce. 1, 2. Shit. That doesn't work, right? Alright, so if I pay with these 2 lands, I get Stage. And that just doesn't work. So I pay. I need to block 2. So I guess I could... Yeah, so that just has to get countered. I have to give them life. And I'm going to have to draw exactly Swords to Plowshares. Man, that's tilting. This would be like the best Swords to Plowshares in the history of all Swords to Plowshares. Now, Swords to Plowshares puts them up to 12 life. I give them 1 life with Grove. It puts them up to 13. I get the 3 for 1, don't I? Man, if my opponent, like, wastelands me off one of those lands, and then I draw the fucking Swords to Plowshares, I am going to lose my mind. Okay, now if we draw the Swords to Plowshares, it's the greatest thing in the entire world. Come on. Come on, Moto Shuffler. Damn it, Dryad Arbor. We were so close. We were so close on so many fronts. Like, I can block 2 of these and then just still die. My opponent just apologized for how badly they played. Yeah, it's very disappointing. Alright, though in all seriousness, like, we 4-1'd with that deck, and it felt pretty good. We did a lot of disgusting, broken things. Definitely played better than my opponent that round. And I made a number of errors in the other rounds that did not end up coming back to bite me. This deck is probably better than it looks. Like, I kind of intended to just, like, play this for funsies, but, like, this shell had a lot of power. Like, Titania was really disgusting when it got going. The Orcish Lumberjack powering it out on, you know, as early as turn 2 is kind of gross. This probably happened off stream for most of you, but in my game against D. Neely, I actually natural ordered for Dragonlord Atarka and got like a 3 for 1. I think I got rid of like a 2/2 Knight, a Noble Hierarch, and then some other like 2/2 or something like that. So, like, if you were looking at playing this deck, like, the question you need to go and ask yourself is, like, is what I'm doing better than lands, and is what I'm doing better than Maverick? They're sort of attacking from different angles, and so the answer to that might be a resounding yes in some metagames. Like, I don't know how Death and Taxes, for example, is ever supposed to beat this deck. And the Shadow matchup felt very good, despite the fact that we lost it. I felt like I was on an okay side of that equation. I don't know how I feel about Sylvan Safekeeper. That card kind of felt mediocre this league. I understand it's there. because it's very powerful in the right situations. Like, it's very good at protecting your knights, and it can do disgusting things with Titania. But this never did anything for me this league. I don't know if this is, like, the best time for Teague in the main deck. Like, I 100% want access to this card in the 75, but the meta seems pretty fair right now. I wonder if you just, like, try to dodge combo game one. Because of the combo stuff right now, Teague's really only good against, like, Ant. It doesn't do too much against Show and Tell. Like, I guess it stops Sneak there. Oh, I see. So, like, in addition, like, it's just good against the Miracles deck. Yeah, I could see wanting that, because, like, you have a bunch of these, like, small creatures that are just gonna, like, get wiped off by Terminus as well. Yeah, okay. That's fine. And, like, you have Caracas to protect it as well. Okay, that's totally justifiable. Yeah, so Negator, I added in a Rurik Thar in the sideboard over one extra blast that Solnox had, just because, like, I was kind of looking at something like Show and Tell going, like, you know, I wonder if I want, like, a natural order target for an unfair matchup, and so I threw this in the deck. Voice of Resurgence, get him. That's a thing you could do. Alright, I had a ton of fun playing this deck. I'm very glad I registered. I'm also very glad that Solnox happened to be here this evening to help kind of give me some advice on boarding, because there's a lot of different pieces that you can choose to pull out of the deck at any given time, and I think it's kind of difficult to evaluate, like, what you should be doing in your sideboarding if you haven't played this before. I think that's all that I have to say about the deck. So I'm going to be back on Saturday morning. I'm probably going to do a short stream. I don't know if that means that I'll just, like, play some Chalice deck that I can plow through a league quickly with, or if I'll just play a couple of rounds with D&T. It'll probably just kind of depend on what I end up doing, like, Friday night and such, and kind of how my plans go. There's a small chance that the Saturday morning stream won't happen. I'm recording a podcast on Saturday, and it's also my roommate's birthday. So depending on how those plans shake up, there's like a 10% chance that the Saturday morning stream doesn't happen. Unfortunately, I have already submitted my Legacy Premier League deck. It is not going to be this. There's definitely some questionable choices in my next deck list for the Legacy Premier League. I intended on playing Sneak and Show, actually, and I just, like, booted up to do one stream to practice with it. Or not one stream, one league to practice with it and make sure I still felt good about it. And I just got my teeth kicked in, and I was just super unlucky. And I was just, like, off the idea of playing that deck. So I registered something else. It is a heavily metagamed deck list. That's what I'll say. Yeah, this would be an awesome Legacy Premier League deck list. This would get people. It'd also be, like, really good against all the D&T decks that are floating around there. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. My name's Phil Gallagher. I run Thraben University. Thank you to those of you that subscribed or gave me bits today or followed me today. I really do appreciate that. And if you ever want to see this deck list again, remember, I do donation deck lists, and I would love to be bribed to play this one again. I'll see many of you again soon, likely on Saturday morning, probably around 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Cheers. Have a good evening.